Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Mini Soten here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the character of Link in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, to preface this video, I just want to say that I've had a ton of fun playing this game over the past couple of weeks. It's been a super fun experience. Me and my roommate actually, we went to a midnight release at GameStop to get the game on. There was a ton of people there. We got a poster, and I pre-ordered at Best Buy, so I got kind of the Smash Bros. Coin, which is pretty cool. But it was a super fun experience, and we played a ton of hours that night and throughout that weekend. And I can't wait to bring more videos of gameplay and characters to you guys in the future about the game, because I've actually been enjoying it a lot. But that being said, I just want to say I don't regard or consider myself a competitive or professional player for Smash Bros. Or really any fighting game. This has been the only Smash Bros. Game that I've actually put a lot of time into, and that's not even saying much because the game hasn't even been out for a month yet. But the only other Smash Bros. Game that I've played besides Ultimate is the original N64 version, Super Smash Bros. And that game came out in 1999, and we just have an old N64 at our cabin, and I didn't even know what Smash Bros. Was or what the competitive scene was when I first started playing that game, probably when I was like 7 years old. But to reiterate, I'm not a professional. I just want to make this video explaining why I think Link would be a good pick for players, whether you're in the competitive scene or not, because he's gotten a lot of changes, and most of them for the better, that have made him a much more significant and viable character to pick. To start off, I think most people can agree Link has not gotten the best treatment from Nintendo in Smash Bros. Games. I've always had fun playing him. The Legend of Zelda series is my favorite game series of all time, and I always like playing Link just because he's one of my favorite fictional, or probably my favorite fictional game character of all time. He's always been just a little clunky and slow for anyone to make really good use of him, especially in a competitive scene. People would much rather take a character like Fox, Cloud, or Robin that's faster with better combos over Link, who really can't do too much to counteract them. But all of that has changed in Ultimate. Almost all of Link's frame data has been reduced significantly, making him a much faster and more viable character in the game. And if you don't know or are unfamiliar with frame data, I'll explain it pretty briefly. So when you're playing a game like Super Smash Bros. And you're constantly looking at the screen, and on that screen are singular pictures, or quote-unquote frames, that are moving at very fast speeds in front of you. Your controller is inputting data into those frames and telling them to change and move in certain ways. If you're playing Ultimate on a TV that's at least 60 Hz or above, the frames will be moving at 60 frames per second. So when you're looking at a screen and 1 second passes by, that's 60 individual frames or pictures that have passed by along with it. Meaning every second of time there is in the game, 60 frames have passed. Characters with lower frame data will be moving faster since there's less frames that need to move, as opposed to characters with higher frame data. It's a very generic and simplified version of what frame data is, but a lot of pros and enthusiasts in fighting games calculate this data in order to find out which characters have the fastest speeds, thus making them more viable. All you really need to know is that less frames equals faster, which in turn makes characters good or better. I will link the official Smashboards frame data Google Doc in the description for all of the characters in the game, in case you want to check out which character is your favorite and what their frame data is and compare it to others. That way you can compare your main to other characters' speed in the game. Now to move on to why Link is going to be such a great character in Smash Ultimate, which frame data has a lot to do with it, because a lot of it has been reduced significantly, especially in his grab. His grab is one of the fastest in the games. Since he doesn't have a hook shot anymore, it's actually just a regular grab, but a lot of it just has been reduced significantly. I'm not going to go through all of it just because there's so much in terms of frame data to go through, but just know that his frame data has been reduced significantly, which makes him a much more viable option. But the two things for me personally that it comes down to for making Link such a great character is distance, and to reiterate on distance is more remote bombs. But I'll start off by talking about distance. So Link has kind of 4-ish ways of keeping distance between him and his opponent. Since he isn't really a hand-to-hand combat character like there are a lot in the game, keeping a gap of distance between him and who he is fighting is vital for him staying alive. And the 3 main distance utilities that he has for him are his bow and arrow, his boomerang, his remote bomb, and his Master Sword Beam. That's why I kind of say 4-ish, because the Master Sword Beam only works if you're at 0%, similar to other previous Legend of Zelda games where you have to be at full health in order to use the Master Sword Beam. It's still viable, but you won't stay at 0% for that long, so that's why I'd say 4-ish. His bow and arrow is still basically the same from other games. The longer you charge it, the farther it will go, and the more damage it will do as well. You can also fire 2 arrows at once. If you fire an arrow short to you and you pick it up, you can fire 2 arrows at a character and it will do double the amount of damage. His boomerang is also very similar from other iterations as well. It does have a return hitbox, so Link can apply pressure while throwing his boomerang and moving around the map. That way his opponent not only has to worry about Link, but also the returning boomerang that could hit him in the back as well, stunning him. So that way if Link throws it and it doesn't hit on its initial takeoff, it may hit on its return. So that's all of the main stuff about distance, keeping distance between Link and his opponent. But now we're going to talk about remote bombs. Now, remote bombs are a very, very unique aspect in terms of Smash Bros. And Link in general. This has never been introduced with Link before, because in the previous Zelda game, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Link was able to throw and remotely detonate his bombs from a Sheikah Slate, which you can see him doing in the game as well. So never before in the 20 years that Smash Bros. Has been on, or almost 20 years, Link has never been able to remotely detonate his bombs in a Smash Bros. Game. Not even Young Link or Toon Link in this game are able to do it. That's why this makes Link, just the Link, so much more viable and a good option in the game. The main ability of remote bombs will be to catch the enemy off guard and surprise them. So Link can throw a bomb down and essentially trap his opponent between him and the bomb, thus forcing the opponent to either engage Link, or where at that range Link will either use distance or a sword attack, or he will keep the bomb out and blow his opponent up, thus making him more susceptible to other attacks and stunning him. The bombs are also going to be perfect for edge guarding, throwing bombs off the edge while a character is flying off or trying to regain balance to get back onto the edge. If Link throws a bomb off and it hits an opponent and explodes them in a certain direction away from the actual map, that it's going to throw them off and they're going to lose a stock or they're going to die. And Link can purposefully angle the bomb so they'll drive his opponents off the edge in order for him to stay alive. The bombs are also going to work great in terms of combos as well. Although I haven't seen it, nor have I iterated it myself in my gameplay that much, and I haven't really seen pros do it just because Link is, again, not that popular of a character to pick, and the game hasn't even been out for a month yet. There haven't been a whole lot of combos between Link and his swordplay and his bombs, but I think if somebody were to really utilize his bombs and swordplay, it'd make him a much superior character. Link can also bomb recover in this game as well, which is great. His up smash doesn't have that much distance in terms of bringing him back up, so if he's thrown off the map and his double jump is out, he can just bomb recover, jump again, up smash, and then basically anywhere from the map he'll be able to recover and get back on. The one unique disadvantage that Link's remote bombs have, which I guess is understandable, is that if Link's opponent picks up the bomb, it will not be able to detonate. The bombs also do detonate on themselves after, I believe, 30 seconds. So if the bomb is not detonated before the 30-second mark, it'll automatically detonate, which will hurt anything in its path. Link can be hurt by his remote bombs as well. That's why he's able to recover. But if Link's opponent picks up the bomb and say they throw it off the map or whatever, or they pick it up and just hold on to it, Link will not be able to detonate that bomb. Similar to like Isabelle's Pocket or something like that. I don't see this being that big of an issue personally, since the bomb has a decent hitbox. So if an opponent is to telegraph pretty easily that they're gonna go pick up the bomb, all you really have to do is detonate it right before they get to the bomb, therefore they explode. Or if they throw it off the map, you just throw down another bomb, because again, you have an infinite number of bombs you can use during the match, but you can only have one bomb on the map at a time. So although Link is a sword character, I would kind of technically categorize him more as a trap character, or kind of a Snake-esque-like character. The reason why is just because of his trap utilities, mainly, again, the bombs. Where Snake uses his grenades and C4, Link has a similar usage of it, just with his remote bombs. Link Master Sword doesn't have that many combos as well. It's really just 2 to 3 hit moves that are satisfying to hit and can do quite a bit of damage, but if you miss your first shot, you leave yourself open, vulnerable, and susceptible to attacks from your other opponent, who, if they are a fighting character or a close range character, that can put a lot of damage onto you. That's why I suggest keeping your distance as much as possible, using your distance utilities like your bow and arrow, your Master Sword Beam, your boomerang, and even remote bombs, and keeping the remote bomb out onto the field at all times. That way, the more pressure you can lay onto your character from all different directions, the more it'll allow you to smash hard, the more it'll allow you to smash harder, faster, and stronger. Thank you all for watching. I'm super excited to see where the Smash Bros. Game goes in terms of my channel and the competitive scene. If there's any characters that you want me to cover more in depth, please leave a comment and I'll look into them. Otherwise, if you do like this content and want to see more of it, consider subscribing. You'll get a notification of my latest videos in your YouTube subscriber tab. I also have my Twitch and Twitter links in the description as well, if you'd like to follow me on there. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.